Hey, I'm Shay and welcome back to my channel, Books with Shay. So today I'm coming at you in the evening. It is already dark outside, as you can see. I spent all day in Austin with my mom and got like no footage. We went to so many places that would have been great to get footage, but I was just enjoying my mom and being together and in her company on her first little day of vacation here with us, and so I didn't really get a whole lot of footage. I got a little bit of stuff and I'll insert it as a B-roll in just a minute, but I wanted to open a special gift. So today LT surprised me by giving me a special gift for reaching 500 subscribers, and so before we do our daily bookish unboxing along with Where the Bear, we're gonna open the special 500 subscriber gift. So I have no idea what it is or what it could be. I'm really excited to open it, and it is so beautifully wrapped. I'm so excited. Look at it. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna open this and we're gonna see what I got for hitting 500 subscribers. What is this? I got the Philips Hue Play light bars. If you guys have been here for a minute, you know I'm obsessed with colored lights and anything that provides ambiance in a room. And the cool thing about these is you can set them behind your television or on like somewhere where a speaker is, and they will sync with the music or the lights or what's happening on the TV in order to provide like a full experience. And so I'm thinking, I think this comes with two. So this comes with two. I think it would be really awesome to put under the TV that we just put into the library, and then with the Harry Potter ASMR and the fire and everything, it would be like warm light all on this wall. I'm like so excited to have these. What a good gift. This is like a make me feel known gift. This is right up my alley, something that I definitely would love. LT knocked it out of the park, and I got a gift for hitting 500 subscribers, which is crazy. I had no idea that he was gonna do that. Obviously, he doesn't have to. It's around Christmas time already, and he's been getting a book every day, but thank you, baby. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break, and while I do, let's hop into some of the B-roll footage that I have from our trip to Austin today. We'll come back and open the book and find the bear. Okay, so welcome back. We're gonna go ahead and do my daily bookish unboxing, and then we're gonna find the bear. This is a big, thick boy. Like, whoa, this is heavy. I picked this up and almost dropped it. It's so heavy. So I'm gonna go with adult fantasy for this. It's a hardcover, and it is big and it's super heavy and thick. Okay, I'm taking guesses for the next 5 seconds of the color under the dust jacket. I bet you guys can't guess. It's a really unique one. I'm just kidding. It's black under the dust jacket. So black under the dust jacket, no sprayed edges or anything like that. So not a special edition, I don't think. It's also black on the dust jacket. No way! Yay! You really want me to read this, huh? That's so exciting. I got the hardcover edition of Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. This is adult fantasy. It is also the second book in the King Killer Chronicles, the first book being Name of the Wind. Name of the Wind was one of my favorite books of the year. I have made no secret about that. It was so good, and I cannot wait to get to this. I actually think that I'm going to put this on my January TBR, and LT I know is excited to read it again and wants to read it with me, but I love having the hardcover editions, and I have the paperback edition of this, but I have the hardcover of the first one, and I don't know about you guys, let me know in the comments down below if you're like this also, but I don't like it when books don't match on my shelf. Like if I have the hardcover of one, I want the hardcover of the other, and so I'm excited to add this to my collection and my library, and having a hardback copy of Wise Man's Fear on my shelves has been on my list for a while. This is like this is probably over 1,000 pages. I would not be shocked. It is big. It is 993 pages. So I was off by just a little bit. This is 993 pages, and I mean, I can feel every ounce in this. So I'm so excited to have this. What a good gift day. I can't wait to show you guys the Philips Hue lights. We're probably not going to set them up tonight because both LT and I are completely wiped and exhausted. Also, it is still LT's work week, even though Friday is the last day of the week for a lot of people. LT has to work on Saturdays, so and early in the morning too, so I want him to be able to get some rest. So I'll probably set it up on a day that he has off, so maybe like next week Monday or Tuesday. But I'm excited to show you guys what it's like with the Harry Potter ASMR, and I'm getting closer and closer and closer to building out my perfect library, which I know we're not going to live here forever. I know it's temporary while we're doing the remodel and everything, but I think in my next home this is going to be, it's going to give me everything I need to make it so much easier to set up a library when we move. So I am going to, I don't know, I think I'm going to pause for one more minute, kind of get my bearings. I am absolutely exhausted. I stayed up last night editing, and then we left for Austin at 5:30 this morning, and so I have had 1 hour of sleep total between yesterday, like since I woke up yesterday morning to now. I've had 1 hour of sleep, so I am like almost can't organize my thoughts to like have a cohesive thought. Like, see, I'm struggling. So I'm gonna take one more break, try to get my mind together, come back and kind of talk to you guys and wrap up my day for you, and then we'll find a bear, and that'll be the end of this vlog. So I'll be right back. Okay, so you guys loved the story time we did the other day about our engagement story so much that we thought that we would come back and bring you guys another mini story time. We're not gonna tell you the entire story from when we didn't like each other to like falling in love and everything, but we're going to tell you about our first interaction with one another and what sparked kind of the dislike between us. And then to kind of tie in some bookish content, I'm then going to tell you my top 5 hate to love romances, because our romance is definitely a hate to love. So hate is such a strong word, but we definitely didn't like each other. So I guess I'll start and I'll let you kind of interject. Yeah. So I was taking a theater course basically at a local college in our area, and I met a guy, and I had just gone through a pretty rough breakup, and my best friend at the time was like, what you need is a rebound. And I was like a serial monogamist, so I had never dated someone as a rebound before and did not know how to do it well, which maybe as you hear the rest,
you still haven't really.
Like, yeah. I didn't ever.
I guess you never will.
Yeah, I didn't ever get that down. But so anyway, so I approached this guy because we got set up together on a scene. So we were scene partners for something, and in the scene there was a kiss. I had never done a theater kiss before, and so we decided that we were going to kind of start hanging out in order to get more comfortable with each other so that we could do this scene well. And so we started hanging out, and as this guy and I started hanging out, we started to kind of like each other, have like a little crush on one another. And and a lot of times it was me and this guy and we're gonna call the guy James. That's gonna be his name. So names have been changed for the protection of the parties involved. So James and James and my best friend and I would also spend time together, and I was like, well, we need to add another guy to the group so that we're more balanced. And so I asked James if he had any, you know, attractive friends that he could add to our group, and he's like, well, I do have this one. And so at the time, LT's family's company was doing a lot of CD and DVD kind of packaging and production for local artists, and they would also use their building as a practice space for local bands. And there was a local band up at the practice space rehearsing, and LT was the person that was in charge of kind of unlocking the doors and locking up and making sure no one broke anything. And so he was working, but he was kind of just, yeah, sitting and waiting. And so I was like, I asked James, well, can we go meet this guy? So me and my best friend and James all loaded up in the car and headed over to...
Can you tell about the picture?
Oh.
The first picture you ever saw?
Yes, I'm so glad you're here to interject. So first we're like, so before we go, I'm like, can you send us a picture of LT? And so we can see what he looks like. And he's like, sure. And you know how guys are. And so no one is like...
Take a dad selfie.
Like, no one is like pose like this or angle it like this or whatever. And so I think it was, you guys were playing a game the day that you took the picture. I can't remember. Like
D&D.
You were playing D&D. So they were playing Dungeons and Dragons, and somebody was like, LT, I need to take a picture. Ah, man. We're gonna have to pause while the target. Okay, Tarot Garden's off, we're back. So basically we asked James to send us a picture of LT, and they don't know how to pose or anything like that. So basically someone's like, LT, and call his name, and he looks up and they snap a picture.
I was like, who's James?
James, protecting names for privacy purposes. Anyway, so, by the way, James is happily married now, or happily, I guess. I don't know if he's happy, but he's married.
He's married.
So, and so are we, so everything is fine. Everyone's fine in this story. So, they snap a picture of him, and to this day, it's the least flattering picture of LT I've ever seen in my life. But he sends it to us, and my best friend and I are both like, oh, I wish I had the picture because I would totally insert it, but I don't think I can find it. If I happen to find it, I'll insert it, but I don't think I have it. No one saved that. It was a bad picture. Like, now that I know what he looks like, I'm like, how'd you do that? Make you look like that? So she's like, I don't really want to meet him. And I'm like, come on, it'll be fun. And so James is like, well, he's at work with this band and everything. It'll probably just be fun to go up there and see him and hang out anyway. Let's just go up there. So we head up to his work and
let you guys in, and we all just kind of go. The band is rehearsing, and we all just kind of go sit on the couches and watch the band rehearse.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward, huh? It was very quiet.
Yes, it was awkward. I don't know why I did an accent. I'm just supposed to be louder. Yeah, it was kind of awkward. We like went and sat on the couches, and we couldn't talk a whole lot because the band was playing, and like...
Yeah, it was kind of just a weird first meeting. And so eventually the band is like, you guys are just sitting there, you should come and like sing a song, or you should come and join us or something like that. And I was like, okay, I'll join you. And they're like, no, seriously, like, will you get up here, will you sing?
The normal people were like, nah.
Everyone's like, nah. And I was like, no, I will join you. I'm coming up there. And so I'm like, play something. And they're like something, you know? I'm like, play anything, I'll make up a song right here. And they're like, okay. So they start playing something, and I make up some song about what's happening there, that we're having this awkward first meeting with this weirdo who looks like a lumberjack in his picture. And so I make up some song right there, and I sing this kind of blues riff with this band as they're practicing. And how did that make you feel?
I was like, man, she's got some balls.
So
yeah, I wouldn't do that.
At this point, I'm wanting to impress LT because he is friends with the person that I'm trying to date at the time. And so I'm like, this is the first friend I'm meeting, and I'm not actually dating James, and so I have to impress his friends so that like we can date. Oh, how far we've come. So the band like finishes up rehearsing, and they start packing up and everything, and once they leave, we're kind of able to talk a little more. And LT is like, or maybe James says that LT is a good singer or something like that. And LT's
geez.
like, oh no. Oh no. And then he'll like leave the room to go get something and just start singing like in the other room, like so we can hear him, you know. But like he's like, oh no, I'm not a great singer. Like that TikTok, if I can find it, I'll insert it here.
Why are you making me sing? I hate singing. When do I even come in? I don't know.
I hope I can find it because it's better when she does it.
Jeez.
But that's what he was like. And he like went to the bathroom and was singing in the bathroom and stuff so we can hear him. And I'm like, why don't you just sing? So when he when he came out, I was like, if you're gonna sing every time you leave the room, and he's like, I didn't even realize I was doing it. And I was like, you're kind of douchey. And so I am the like, let's get to know each other, I hate small talk friend. So I'm like, let's get to know like our deepest, like most
What
inner.
are you most afraid of?
Like, I'm that friend.
I don't want you to know that.
I just
It's
met
very
you.
personal. I mean, you're gonna use that against me.
So I'm like, let's go around and like describe ourselves in one word. Since we don't really know each other here, like if you had to describe yourself in one word, what word would you use? And so we go around because it was the moment where I was like, he's not the one to be friends with. I wasn't even thinking about dating. So we're like, let's go around the circle and like say one word to describe ourselves.
What was the word you used?
Unique, maybe? I don't know. Something lame. It was lame, but it wasn't as bad as yours. So I say something lame like unique. It's LT's turn. And what do you say?
Arrogant. Confident. Arrogant.
That was his response. And I was like, even if,
all right, asshole.
I'm like, why would you
Who
say
says
that?
that?
Like, so I'm like, this guy is so annoying. Like, he's like trying to show off singing, but like won't actually sing in front of everybody. And obviously, if he really had it together, he would have gotten up like I just did and sang with this whole band. And then on top of that, now he's describing himself as arrogant, and he's way more attractive than I thought, which is frustrating. Like, and
how dare he?
which is totally like, it's so funny because at the time I was like, oh, that just makes me even more upset that he's attractive.
What a dick move.
Like, but now it's like every hate to love trope ever. So I read it and I'm like, I know that sounds lame and like it doesn't happen in real life, but it does. That's how I felt. I was like, and screw you for being attractive. And so that was the first time we met. He was frustrated with me because I was like, why don't you just sing? If you're so arrogant, if you're so great, like why don't you can't even sing outside the bathroom.
It's like, stop calling me out on stuff.
And
leave me alone.
I was annoyed with him because he was singing secretly in the bathroom.
Just a douche.
Yeah, being a douche. That was not, I wouldn't say I hated him at that point, but I definitely had a bad taste in my mouth and I was very annoyed by him. So that was our first meeting and the foundation for what later grew into disdain. So that's all of that story, and in honor of that, I'm going to talk to you guys about my top 5 hate to love romances.
Let me just like roll out.
You can, but you have to sing Ludacris while you go if you want to.
Roll out, why is it so slow? Is it chopping food? Like, what the heck? Stay out my business. That's my business. Okay.
You can go while I talk to them about my favorite. Thank you for being here for that little story snippet.
Having me in your little story snippet.
So that was my little story snippet for the day, and let me go ahead and tell you guys about my top 5 favorite romances. I'm gonna do this from the one that I like the least to the one I like the most, but obviously they're my top 5. They're all 5-star reads for me, and when I say I like them a little less, I mean like just a little bit less. So I would say I like the first 3 I'm gonna say, number 5, 4, and 3, I like about the same, and the top 2 I like about the same. So they're like 2 tiers for me. So number 5 on this list is The Right Swipe by Alicia Rai, and this is about a girl who uses her own dating app to kind of get a one-night stand, and she goes and has that one-night stand but immediately feels like this guy is different, and then he ghosts her, and later on at a convention she realizes that he is the spokesperson for the competitor's dating app, and then they're kind of thrown into close quarters and she's real mad about him ghosting her, and the story, like the chaos kind of ensues from there. And so I gave this 5 stars. It was so good. It was so diverse. It's a woman owning her own business. It talks about everything from slut shaming all the way to what it is like to kind of unpack your emotional baggage in order to be able to have a successful relationship. And it is great. 5 stars from me. I'll insert pictures of these, or I probably already did somewhere here, maybe there. I don't know. Maybe here because there's no tree. Moving on. So number 4 on this list is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This is about a bride's sister and a groom's brother who get thrown into going on this honeymoon together because the bride and the groom get food poisoning at their wedding. And so their siblings with the same last name as them have to go together, but they dislike each other. So you have some shared bed trope, you have some like forced proximity happening and things like that. And this, again, I gave this 5 stars, loved it. These are not very full, wholesome synopses, so if you want to see those, I'll link the Goodreads for these books, like I always do, down below. The next one is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This one is about a girl who goes to move in with her sister who's just been in a car accident to help take care of her and her daughter, or the girl's niece. And so she takes her niece up to school to do this Renaissance fair and finds out that in order for the niece to be able to do it, the parent or guardian has to do it. And so she gets roped into being in this Renaissance fair, and the guy who is running the Renaissance fair is a little bit too serious about it and can be, you know, kind of a jerk. And so she ends up having to work with him over the course of the Renaissance fair. And when they're in costume, they have this undeniable chemistry, but when they're out of costume, all hell breaks loose. So again, 5-star read for me. Love this so much. Sarcastic, witty, just chef's kiss. So did you say chef's kiss in the background? Love you. Okay, so number 2 was one of my top reads of this entire year. It was definitely my favorite romance of this year, and that is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. This book was so good, and not just because I am Chloe's doppelganger. I'll insert a picture here. You guys may have seen this on Twitter, but I look just like Chloe. But this is about a girl and her landlord who, I feel like this romance kind of looks like LT and I, where she is annoyed with him for always kind of catching her in a moment where she doesn't look her best or isn't doing her best. But anyway, this is a romance about Chloe and Red, and basically Chloe has a chronic illness and she has decided to write a life list because she wants to kind of take control of her life and not let her illness run her life. And after some kind of crazy events, she enlists Red to help her carry out her life list, and all kinds of warm fuzzy things happen after that. If you haven't read this, I can't do it justice. Go pick it up. Favorite romance of the year. 5 out of 5 stars. Love this so much. And my number 1 romance of all time, if you don't know, I think I've already said it in Vlogmas, is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. So good. This kind of starts out as an office romance between 2 co-workers that are forced together when their 2 companies merge. One of them is the grump, one of them is the sunshine, but they equally dislike each other. And the opening line of this book talks about how hate and love feel very similar, with the passion and the heart racing and the worked up emotions that come with each of them. And I definitely identified with that in LT and I's relationship. Again, I'll link a full synopsis down below. I cannot do it justice. Don't even read the synopsis, just pick up the book and read it. It's so good. Love it, love it, love it. So those are my top 5 favorite. Are you raising your hand?
I was gonna say I'm the sunshine.
He's not the sunshine. No.
You're the grump.
No, you're the grump. I'm the sunshine. Okay, I'm gonna go grumpily argue that I'm the sunshine with LT, but thank you guys. Oh, we have to find the bear. So I'm gonna let my camera cool down for just a minute. We're gonna find the bear, and then I will end this vlog for today. So all of the gold detailing on this tea set almost made me miss an addition, but I found him. I don't know if I can reach him. So, got him. So I have rescued the bear. Let's go share the bear.
What you doing?
Eating the bear.
Okay.
I ate the whole thing. Oh.
You swallowed it? You didn't. Okay.
Oh. Ew, I hate when look at. Thank you guys so much for watching day 20 of Vlogmas. We have 5 more days and then we won't see you till January.
Oh.
Okay.
Boo-boo.
But we will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. Bye!